Shalom, all. This is Mike. Just haven't done this in a bit, and just kind of wanted to give a little uh, a drosh or a thought. Let's say thought. I have a thought. Um, there's many people that are coming into the understanding of Torah, either through the Jewish conversion or through Ben Noah. Either way, they're coming to Torah, and that's exciting. And it's really exciting seeing what's happening in the times that we're living in. It's almost like prophecy is opening up because there's so many saying, "We want Torah, we want Torah, we want Torah," and that's an exciting time that we're living in. But even amongst this, there's seems to be a lot of confusion, a lot of misdirection, a lot of our team, your team, their team, and stuff like that, which is kind of silly because we're all in the same team. Um, but one thing I wanted to address today is I see a lot of these quote unquote Noahide, community sites growing, and I think it's a beautiful idea. Uh, I think Stuart Federoff created that one, but I think it's a beautiful idea that we uh, find out where we all live, and maybe we find people that are close to us that create a community because fellowship is very important on this journey. And I have no one in my area that I know of, and I know there's a lot of people the same way. I wish I lived in Texas where there are communities over there, but I don't. So I live in Georgia. So it's a process of just walking with the Creator and learning as I go. But in saying that, it seems like that there's so many that are coming out of quote unquote their former faith, whether Islam or Christianity or whatever it would be, and they're running to the Torah. And the first thing they want to do is to take on the religiosity. You know what I'm saying? The religious side of Judaism, basically. And they really don't even understand what they're doing. Been in a conversation this morning with two Jews in the Ben Noah. Interesting. But they were discussing, the food laws and stuff like that. And I just want to tell you, and I'm not boasting, I'm so happy that I don't worry about these because and it's not a situation of pride or a situation that I wouldn't do it, but it's just not what I have to do. And I'm so excited that I don't have to worry about meat, milk, and all of this stuff because it's not for me to worry about, basically. But what is to worry about is starting with the seven laws um, that we must understand brings us out of all paganism and idolatry and things like that that we must adhere to and study. And from the start, people say, "Oh, these are one world government, or this is the Antichrist within Christianity that's coming forth." And man, when you start studying these laws, you start seeing what idolatry is, and you start seeing what all of these things are, and what's required of coming out of these things. You'll change your mind on this stuff. It's not all just putting it under one man's name and stuff like that. It's not all covered in the blood of so and so or Jesus or Yeshua, whatever you call him. It's so much more than that because the Torah actually requires things of you when you do wrong. Yes, even non-Jews. If you wrong somebody, you have to make that right. You have to go to them and apologize and tell them that you felt like you did wrong and all this stuff. So there is a civil response in everything that we do that keeps us grounded. But it seems to me that too many are just running in, jumping, wanting to do, and I think even many people in what we call the Ger movement would agree with me on this, is that you've got to have time to come out and understand the seven laws, and you've got to come out of idolatry, or you can't even proceed any further as far as doing anything else. And to me, people are just not taking the time, even those that are wanting to run the jump to conversion of Judaism. You are not taking the time to really sit back and connect. Because what I hear is most people today that are converting to Judaism wind up in a year disenfranchised. I heard this one rabbi teaching on YouTube because they really don't fit into the community most of the time. They're really never accepted. And then I'm not saying this. This is what I heard an Orthodox rabbi teach on this. He said, unfortunately, culture and stuff keeps them from understanding, and they get really they get disingenuous with it, and they're like, "Why did I do this?" And once you do it, you don't fall back. And I know many do, but you're not supposed to fall back. So I don't know why people would not want to enter into, the Ben Noach and understand and let the seven laws just totally change who you are and your perception of life. And what we need to understand is the non-Jew needs to develop traditions, not a religion. We don't need a religion, but we need within our households and stuff. We need to establish some traditions that go along with the Torah for us. We our children need to see us doing something. Yeah, being kind and giving our lives and stuff like that, and that is a great sign. But there is some religion that is needed, and I don't think religion should be the main part. But within your home, they need to see you praying. They need to see you studying. They need to see you and your spouse talking Torah. They need to see when people come over you talking Torah. They need to see books in your house. They need to see religious items in the house. They this is things that are very needed within the non-Jewish side of Torah, and it's going to take years for us to do this. We may not have time. Redemption may come before then. That's good for me also. I don't have a problem with that. But I really think that we need to slow down those who are just coming into this movement. And before you decide that you want to convert, which if you want to convert, blessings to you. But there is another way. There's another way in which you don't have to change your family. And what I mean by that is once you convert, of course, you don't disown your own family. But there's just things you can't do. You really can't go to their house and eat no more. You can't go out to restaurants and eat with them no more. And on holidays and stuff like that, you can't really participate with them no more. Even like Christmas and stuff. No, we don't. You don't celebrate that as far as Christmas is concerned. But you're not even allowed to go around your family during these times. Where now you just go as a secular and say, "Hey, how you doing?" But once you're Jewish, these things are gone. So there's a lot of reasons why not to convert. And the reasons I'm hearing today amongst the food laws, which to them is nothing, it's cool. But to me, it would be a major change within my life. Would I be willing to do it one day? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I would. I like being with my family on Sabbath and being able to go up to the store or walk the mall or go out to eat as a family. These things are not restricted to me. I mean, I can do whatever I want on a Sabbath as far as I'm concerned. I honor it. We have a family dinner on Friday night. We light candles. We do blessings, and we stay together as a family. And I work on Saturday. That's what the Creator has given me my job for. I have no remorse. I used to, but I don't have no remorse for that. So we honor the seventh day in the way that we can, and the Creator seems to be very happy with that. So what I'm trying to say is if you're just coming into this, and or if you're looking at this, for instance, a friend of mine, it's been a friend of mine for years, maybe 15, 20 years, asked the question the other day. You don't understand the seven laws. Well, the seven laws are for those who can't convert. And of course, he's been trying for years, but his family's just not ready. He's not ready. The Creator keeps on shutting the door, and maybe there's a reason for that because we can live the Torah just as cool on both sides. And man, once you start establishing this and you repent from idolatry and truly start seeing things through uh, Torah, through the oral Torah and stuff like that, through Talmudic and Kabbalistic understanding, then you start taking on other things. You start taking on other commandments. But here again, we got people that are jumping in, not even understanding the seven laws, trying to take upon Shabbos and all this other stuff, and it's instant failure for you because you've got to have the right intentions when you do these things, and you've got to understand that there's a halakhically Hebrew way of doing things, and there's a way that we can do things. Now, I'm not saying that you can't learn halakhically, but it sure does help when you're learning halakhically to live in a community and be under Jewish supervision. And most of us live out the country, and there ain't no Jew nowhere around. And that's another thing I would recommend. There's some good Jewish people online that you can learn from. There's some good rabbis that you can learn from. There's some good just Jewish people that's been studied within this thing for years. So there's no reason not to learn from Jewish sources. Because eventually you're going to have to learn this thing and start teaching it yourself. Because they would much rather hear it from you than they would a Jewish person. They would rather hear your testimony and your journey than they would hear it from a Jewish rabbi. Although they respect Jewish rabbis, but you're not obligated to that. You're obligated to your side of the Torah. And we need good teachers out there. We need grounded teachers in the Torah. We need to be teaching Torah. That's what we need to be doing. We don't need to be, keep on talking about the same old books and stuff like that. We need to be pulling stuff out of the Torah to grow. So that's just my thought for the day, because I'm seeing a lot of things happen that are very exciting to me. These new groups that are starting to build community, trying to find people in your area. But at the same time, you must grasp and understand the seven. You must understand what idolatry truly is, what all these things are truly about. And then once you start processing this stuff, then you're ready to move on slowly. But here again, I am so thankful, and I'm not boasting, and I love my Jewish brothers and sisters, but they would probably agree with me that I don't have to tangle myself with a lot of the things they have to go through. But here again, we go through a lot of things they don't have to go through, or they don't go through also. So it works both ways. So have a great day. Think about what I said. I'm not, don't have all the truth. I'm just trying to share with you what I've learned on my journey. I'm trying to share with you in a situation from the beginning. You make your own choices. That's what UTOM is about, is you make your own choices. We present the evidence, and you make the choice. Have a great day. Thank you.